Hello and welcome back to another weekly pantry meal video, and today I am making some taco soup, and here are just a few things out of my refrigerator and pantry that I used in the taco soup. So I started with some onions, and then I decided to hide some artichokes in there. This was one of the items that I really needed to use up. I had some corn in my freezer, and then I had just a little bit of salsa in my refrigerator, these chipotle black beans in my refrigerator, and then I had a little bit of broth, salsa verde. I decided to use my chunky canned beef I had in my pantry, and then I also had some tomato juice in my refrigerator. For the seasonings, I did oregano, parsley, cumin, paprika, chili powder, and salt and pepper. And then I like to add a block of cream cheese to the taco soup just to add some creaminess. And then I served it with sourdough bread. Okay, so for this day, I needed something really easy, and because we were really busy, so I put a pork butt roast in the crock pot with a jar of my home canned barbecue sauce, and I let it cook all day on low for about 10 hours, I think it was. And then we had 2 buns that I had put in the refrigerator that had been in there for a few weeks, and we kind of made these pork barbecue sliders. And then I just topped it with the last of the fresh lettuce I had in my refrigerator. And that was dinner. Something just really super yummy and easy. And then my husband did go back for seconds, and he made some pork tacos. So that was really yummy as well. Okay, for today I made a bread pudding. I had 4 loaves of bread that were all kind of stale. I had 2 different sourdough breads in there, some banana bread, and then just some store-bought seed bread. And here I melted down some cream cheese because it was frozen with some almond milk, and then I whisked together some eggs. And to the eggs, I added cinnamon and vanilla. This is kind of like a French toast bake, I guess you could call it. Every year for Christmas breakfast, my family actually makes something called Brigadoon French toast. But this was just me not following a recipe and kind of making it up as I go. But I did add some blueberries. So I added the egg mixture with some butter there, and I just put it in the pan. And I did forget to add some sweetener, so I added some sucanat sugar after I put it in the pan. But then I just topped it with blueberries, and then I poured the cream cheese milk mixture over the top, and I baked it for about 40 minutes at 350, I believe. And it was really, really yummy. And then I totally forgot to film after I took it out of the oven. I was so hungry, I just ended up eating it and then realized I didn't film it. So here it is out of the oven. Okay, for the next meal, I made a pot pie filling. And this is everything. I had a leftover onion, some potatoes. I used a can of chicken that I had, and then I dug in my freezer and I found some tater tots. I actually have no idea where these came from, but they have been in there a while. And then we had some leftover rolls from Thanksgiving that I found in there. I usually like to make pot pie, like the insides of a pot pie, and then make some biscuits and just put it over the biscuits. Well, instead of biscuits, we used the rolls. So I did onion, butter, potatoes, some frozen vegetables that I had in the freezer, the leftover of the corn from the other night, and then I just added some flour, let the flour cook for a little bit, and then I added my broth and seasonings. For the seasonings, I added salt, pepper, and then I added my chicken, and then I believe I use onion and garlic powder, thyme, and then we have a seasoning called Smith's, and it's just a good like all-purpose seasoning if you kind of don't know what to season with. And I just let that cook down, and we served it over the rolls from Thanksgiving that I had left over, and then just had some tater tots on the side. And it was really delicious, and don't mind my plate hanging off the counter. Okay, so for this day, I needed another easy meal, and I put a chuck roast straight into the crock pot, and I just put a little bit of water at the bottom and just seasoned it, I believe, with Smith's. Oh, and then red pepper flakes. I'm thinking I put garlic powder on there, and salt and pepper. But we were really busy this day, and I wasn't home till the end of the day, but I did want to use some more stuff out of my freezer. I had some leftover gravy from Thanksgiving as well, and we decided to use that up. And then that evening, I was inspired by a friend to make some bagels, and I decided to whip up some bagels. They didn't turn out the greatest, but the flavor was really good. So, and then I just quickly put some potatoes in my Instapot, and I made some mashed potatoes for the gravy. And this was just a really quick, simple meal using stuff up out of the freezer. And this is what it looked like. So overall, I am extremely happy with the meals I did this week, and they were all very tasty. But with that many meals for just 2 people, we had a lot of leftovers. And on Thursday, we really needed to eat up leftovers. So that's what we did for dinner. And anyways, I hope you guys are inspired. And I thank you guys so much for watching and just being here and supporting me. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.